Alright, yo, what's up, people? Welcome to the show, man. Now, this is a day where the Champions League, Europa League, Conference League draw, everything is all out, you feel me? And obviously, we have the English teams all doing well. We could have 7 teams in the Champions League next season, you feel me? Let's just go through these draws together, you feel me? Remember what happened in the round of 16 in the Champions League with the whole racism of Real Madrid, Benfica? Oh my goodness, I'm just happy that's gone, you feel me? We cannot bring racism into football. It's just gotta be kicked out somehow, yeah? So let's tap into the Champions League games, you feel me? Like, I don't even know where to begin with this one, you feel me? But let's start. Just look at it. As you can see, we have the big PSG playing Chelsea, we have Liverpool playing Galatasaray, we have Real Madrid playing Man City, Atlanta playing Bayern Munich, and Newcastle playing Barcelona, Atletico playing Tottenham, and Bordeaux playing Sporting Lisbon, while Leverkusen take on Arsenal. My goodness, that's just gonna be crazy. I don't know which game I'm gonna be looking into, but there's just so many big games in here. You feel me? Now let's look at the PSG versus Real Madrid. PSG versus Chelsea. That's the one that I'm gonna be looking at because obviously that's the world champions playing the European champions. Now we're gonna see who's the real world champions, who's the real football kings. You feel me? So it's just gonna be great. And obviously we have so many big games that we have Real Madrid playing Man City again. You feel me? I can't remember how many times this will have played. So this is just gonna be interesting. So we're gonna look out for that as well. You feel me? And again, another one that I think is interesting here is Newcastle versus Barcelona. That's very good game. Obviously Newcastle playing at home first, and they're going to go into new camp. You feel me? We're gonna have Marcus Rashford coming back to England. Look, it's just exciting. Everything is just going to be drama, chaos, but good drama, not bad drama. You feel me? And obviously another one is Liverpool. Liverpool versus Galatasaray. My goodness, Osimhen again coming back to England. I think they already played. I think, yeah, I think they played in the group stage. So that's just brilliant, yo. You feel me? So obviously now let's move into the Europa Cup as well. You feel me? We have like Aston Villa in here. We have Nottingham Forest, as you can see here. Aston Villa is gonna play Lille. This is the team they played, I think, in the Conference Cup last season. Yeah, in the quarterfinals, I think that was crazy. You know, so it's only right for all these teams. Look at it, it's just brilliant. We have Leon in here playing Celta Vigo. It's just look at it. And obviously we have Nottingham Forest as well playing the Matalan. So it's only right. Like I said, any of these team win this competition. You know, if the English team wins the Champions League, that's an extra spot for the English teams. If another English team win the Europa Cup, like Nottingham Forest or Villa, that's another spot for us. So we can have 7 teams come at the end of the season. My goodness, that's just fantastic. And obviously, Conference League, I'm not even going to go into that because that's a baby cup. So I'm not trying to disrespect anybody yet. But hey, we have Crystal Palace in there as well. You feel me? So it's just gonna be a great thing. Imagine Crystal Palace now winning this Conference Cup. You feel me? That's another sport. So it's just brilliant. Like, so let's tap back into the Champions League because obviously that's where the big games, the big boys are in. So now, imagine Tottenham winning the Champions League, yeah, and they get relegated in their own league, Premier League. That's just gonna be crazy. Like, I don't understand what's going on with football. So we're gonna look at, but Bayern Munich, my goodness, they're looking strong. They're probably they have the probably strongest attack. Arsenal is the favorite, you feel me? But Bayern Munich has probably the front three. We have Kane, Olise, and we have Diaz. You feel me? So I could just see them going through. Really, yeah. Let me see. Let's see another game. Let's talk about Arsenal. Yeah, let's talk about Arsenal playing Leverkusen. This is gonna be a nice game for Arsenal. They've got obviously Kai Havertz going back to his club as well. I think they've got another player there as well. So it's just nice. I'm just loving it. And yes, let's move into Spurs. Yeah, that's Spurs versus Atletico Madrid. That's gonna be crazy. Like obviously we have Lookman, doing well for Atletico Madrid. It's just gonna be mad. Like interesting games. You feel me? And obviously, like I said, Newcastle. Yeah, what's Newcastle gonna do? You feel me? Like they've got some big look. Let me tell you something here. This tie is not gonna be easy for Barcelona. Anyone that comes to Newcastle thinking they're gonna have easy game. It's not gonna be easy over there. They've got a very, very good midfield. Tonali, Ramirez, and Joe Litton. Them boys there, they can run all day. So it's gonna be a good time. Obviously, Barcelona are definitely the favorites, but I can see Newcastle causing trouble for some reason. I don't know why. You feel me? So that's a good look at, man. Good look. Yeah, man. So guys, as for the Europa League, you already know, yeah. Aston Villa is in there, and my goodness, this team is struggling financially. They just can't cope, and for them to keep Emery for next season, they really gotta be good financially. They have to be able to buy players, and compete with the best teams around. You feel me? So is Newcastle as well. I feel sorry for these teams. They have so much financial power behind them, but they can't splash their cash. So the better they do in these leagues, you feel me? In these competitions, the better it is, because we're always talking about the big teams. We want to engage with these smaller teams as well. We want a new thing, new something creativity because it's always Arsenal, Manchester, Barcelona, all these big teams. These smaller clubs as well have something. They have fans. They have things to they have things to offer the world. So I want to talk about them. So I just wish they do well. Even Nottingham Forest as well. These guys have big financial backings, but they just can't splash it because of the PFI rule and all that. Apparently, that's going to be changed very soon. I don't understand that rule, but we're gonna come into that and tap into that and see how that would help the smaller teams. You feel me? So it's just great, man. Like I said, the English teams, like big up to all the participants. We already know there's just one Italian teams left. I think there's three Spanish teams, one German team left. You feel me? So English teams there are doing very no two German teams. So English teams are doing well. It's only right for them to like for me to talk about them. Yes, they spend the most money in their squad. They invest more. The power is over there. Like I love all the leagues. You understand what I'm trying to say? But I just concentrate more on the English team. So this is great, man. Now talking about the English teams, like Aston Villa's playing as well this weekend. Let's tap into the Premier League. You feel me? There's a couple of few games that's going to be decisive this weekend. I'm telling you, we have Aston Villa playing Wolves. That's a derby game. You feel me? Can they beat Wolves and maintain that cap because boy, Manchester United are right behind them. You feel me? And the last time I went to a Villa Park, an Aston Villa fan was like saying, "Who the heck are Manchester United?" So it's only right for Manchester United to show them who they are. And remember, they both got to play each other again. I think at Old Trafford. So big up to Aston Villa, man. I really, really like Aston Villa and the way they play football. The manager is just a great manager, man. So obviously, let's look at the games. You feel me? We have you know, Bournemouth playing Sunderland. That's a big game. Burnley playing Brentford, Liverpool, West Ham, Manchester, Newcastle versus Everton, Leeds versus Man City. Brighton versus Nottingham Forest. Fulham versus Tottenham. That's a big London derby. Feel me? Manchester United versus Crystal Palace. Arsenal versus Chelsea. That's a big one. Arsenal just really need to keep momentum. Like now, let's look into the game. Let's see what I'm gonna tap into. Obviously, Leeds played Manchester City way before Arsenal take on Chelsea the next day, Sunday. So this is how it's gonna be till 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 April. I think Man City are gonna play ahead before Arsenal, or roughly about the same time, just to keep the momentum going. And right, it's only right for Arsenal just to keep it going. I was reading somewhere one time, you feel me, like apparently, what's his name, the manager. Let me just go through this. Like, look, Pep Guardiola, no, Arteta spent more time on the top of the Premier League than Pep Guardiola himself, and he's won 4 trophies. How can Arteta spend most of the time in him and his team spend most of the time on top of the league being first, but ended up winning nothing? You feel me? No trophy whatsoever to show for it. I'm talking about 485 days on top of the league. He can't win nothing. While Pep Guardiola's got 453 days and he's come up with 4 trophies. Yes, a lot of people might say they've spent a lot of money, but yeah, Arsenal is spending a lot of money. All these big clubs are spending money, so it's only right. A lot of people will talk. Like I said, we are going to talk. A lot of commentators, a lot of pundits, a lot of professionals are going to talk because this is how the game goes. But it's all down to Arsenal to keep the momentum going. Don't listen to what anybody is saying because at the end of the day, no one's paying you guys bills. You feel me? So Arsenal's just gotta turn up, the player turn up and do it. Because if they bottle it, we are gonna talk again. That's just how it is. It is what it is. There's no emotional, no hate, nothing out here. It is what it is. It's what football has become, yo. So guys, that's the Premier League games. You feel? Let's see. Obviously, yeah. Let's go into Manchester United. Yeah.